So what's your impressions with their kit so far?
I think it's amazing. That's what I think about it.
Yeah, I think it's going together really nice, actually.
Yes, it is. I can't wait to see this old girl all put together, to be honest with you.
I think it's going to be overrated. I don't even think you'll like it.
No, probably not.
Probably won't even want to ride it.
No, I mean, who want to ride it? I haven't, really slept or done anything, so I've been thinking about this for 3 weeks, but
3 weeks, month, whatever. No one needs sleep.
No, for the birds.
Yeah. You sleep when we die, right?
That is correct. So I'm pretty sure we've got this going on the right way. Drop in there. Whoa, that's a heavy little girl.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna say we got her on the right side.
Yeah, I would think so.
Hey, if we don't.
If not, we can change it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I've got the swing arm pretty much all assembled. Got the new bushings, new bearings, new seals, new thrust washers in it. Got the jack shaft, I guess is what we're calling it, installed. It's loosely installed because we're gonna have to adjust the chain tension from here to the motor. Crane's got the swing arm bolt. I'm gonna go hang this on the back of the bike and he's gonna run the bolts through it. We line everything up and be good to go. Oh,
It's heavy.
It's heavy.
Big booty beauty.
Big booty beauty. All right, let's see if I can finagle.
I think you can finagle.
That should be really close.
Ish. Turn the bolt for you, sir. There's a nut.
Come on, go through. Go to your home.
Hammer.
That's the one I was looking for.
Put a little on the old nut.
Gross. Washers are good. I'm just gonna throw that ratchet and that wrench right over here.
You didn't get it.
Don't worry. I'll get it. See that dog? She didn't even move.
No.
She got friggin'. I mean, she's just cold, man. She's like, throw it at me. I don't care. I ain't scared. So there's a swing arm installed. Woo, that's a wide old gal. But I mean, you look right here and them sprockets line up awesome. These guys have done their work and their homework on engineering. There hasn't been a single thing on this conversion yet that I've thought, man, if that was just a little bit tighter or looser or, it'd fit better. But so far, everything on this project has been absolutely crazy good fitment. What do you think, dogs? They don't know. They don't even care. So things are coming along pretty good. Crane's gone up to our buddy Jed's, up to his shop to use his press to press the steering stem out of the original triple clamps to put into the billet triple clamps, and then we'll get the front end put together. I've got the rear swing arm on. I've got to find somebody that's got a chain press to press the master link together because it's not a clip-on style. And I don't have that tool, but I've got the rear brakes figured out. And what I'm just not sure is they sent the Honda master cylinder, which is over here, which they say they need you to use, but it doesn't fit. And I don't know where any of the brackets are. So We used the Honda rear caliper that they sent, the new line with the factory Kawasaki master cylinder. So hopefully that works out, because I have no idea how they want you to use that. And then all we got left to do is the axles, tires, and front triple clamps, foot pegs. I'm still not certain what all this stuff does. Okay, so like I said, this is a nice kit, but without instructions, it's kind of a shot in the dark. Turns out I got to pull the rear swing arm back off to install the rear chain glide. Luckily, I didn't press the chain back together already, so it's not a huge deal, but yeah. So put the chain on it, mocked it in place, got it tightened up, and it was rubbing right here on the swing arm. Turns out that goes over the swing arm to prevent that from rubbing and scarring that up. So not a huge deal. It's okay. We'll get her tore down and get right back after it. Okay, so we got the boys over here trying to get the rubbers back in the triple clamps.
And it sucks.
And it sucks. It's a little bit of a tight fit. It's taking 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, and I was trying, so I got frustrated. They took over. We're gonna put a little Jethro clamp it on it. That's Jethro holding the clamp.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Maybe we'll just hit it with a hammer and call it good. You don't get no bars, Crane.
I don't need them.
You're gonna ride without bars.
I don't need them. We'll
All right.
flex style.
Oh, flex style. Oh yeah, little flex style.
We'll do one hand guard. We'll do everything.
Hey, Flex has got both hand guards.
Well,
Now,
at one time she did.
this is also
Hey,
true.
if you want to see something, let's do the flex.
America.
You don't get much more American than this setup right here.
It's true. Very true.
All right, so we got the triple clamp set up on, got the forks on. Crane ran off to get a shorter valve stem for the wheel because the brake caliper was hitting the valve stem. But yeah, so hopefully now that we got it figured out, maybe somebody can use this to help. But she's coming together. Hopefully by the end of the day, we'll be able to see old Crane ride a wheelie down the street on her. Maybe wreck it, who knows?
He might wreck it. If the tire will fall off, who knows?
Who knows? But we're making progress. Well, we got everything done. We're gonna have Crane sit on it so we can adjust the tension from the front sprocket to the other inside sprocket on the jack shaft on the chain. Jed's taking pictures right now so we can email these people at BVC Fat Wheel something or other and tell them that their front axle does not work. It is wrong.
For this application.
So we're pretty well to a point where we get the chain broke and put on that we're kind of at a standstill. Well, we got Kev over here doing his favorite thing.
I'm gonna have to pull this master off.
Bleeding brakes, but it really doesn't want to bleed.
It'll go. It's taking fluid. This was all empty though, so.
Oh, we got the rear chain on. Got it cut and built to be the right size. Got her all adjusted and tightened up. Pretty well after the brakes are bled, we're ready to go, except for this dang front axle set up here that they sent us wrong, but
They're going to send that out in the morning.
Crane emailed them. But they're gonna send him one, expedite one out to him, and so hopefully Wednesday or Thursday or sometime we can get that front wheel set on. And so when you're bleeding these brakes, a lot of the times your air will get hung up in here because when it's sitting flush, your banjo bolt's sitting higher than your bleeder. So a lot of times it's best to do them on the bench before you put them on, but we didn't do that, and that caliper is such a bear to get off because of the way this kit was designed. So we just decided to tip the old green machine right on her face, and it seems to be working all right.
We're getting air out of it now, doing good things.
So hopefully we'll be able to get her bled.
We pretty much have it all put together. Had pretty minimal problems with it. The front axle they sent us was for a different application. It wasn't the right one. It's too small in diameter to fit through the lowers on the front forks. So Crane got a hold of them. They're going to send us one out, overnight it to us. So we should have it, you know, probably in the next day or two, since today's a holiday. But let me flip this camera around and show you what we got. I'm pretty happy with it. So there it is from the front. And these triple clamps, these are every piece of, you know, billet that they supplied with this kit is it's spot on. It's nice stuff. There's the jack shaft system coming off the motor back down to the rear wheel. It's really a fairly complete kit. Like I said, it's got the Honda caliper on it. They sent a Honda master cylinder for it, but it doesn't fit at all, and they didn't throw any brackets to adapt it or anything. So we ended up just using the Kawasaki master cylinder with their line and the Honda caliper. But I mean, this is a nice kit. I would not hesitate to recommend this to anybody. All right, so we got Crane Man, Jace, and Bev. Old Lamb Man. And we are back on the old Kawasaki Wide Booty Beauty. And Jace pulled their axle out of it that was the wrong one. And Crane just showed up with the right one.
Supposedly.
So let's do a little comparison here and see if we got the exact same thing we had or if it's different. So that's the original, wrong one. So that looks better.
That looks a lot better.
Yeah.
Way more gooder.
Got
Way
that,
more gooder.
Size.
Okay, we're gonna get this thing put on and see if we can go burn it down the street.
Hey, we don't have front brake.
Hey. Hey. Yeah. He's gonna go give her just a little rip down the street real quick.
Yeah.
See what happens. Uh-oh. Oh yeah. Well, it lives. So much for taking it easy. It looks cool.
Got Kev taking the old sister
Yeah,
for a
them
ride
pegs
now. Pegs are brutal, aren't they?
Bundy, I found you some new pegs for your bike.
Yeah, Bundy. Now your bike won't be
Dude,
so
I mean-
wide.
You're gonna want boots on with these.
Big time.
Cotton foot on it.
Right through the landscaping.
That's weird. Dick.
There you go.
All right, fellas. Now that we've all rode the old Wide Booty Beauty, what's the general consensus?
Different.
Definitely.
Looks like riding a street bike.
It's definitely different. I think being in the sand and the soft stuff's gonna tell the tale for sure.
Yeah. It's
I
a
think
lot.
it's gonna be a blast.
It reminds me a lot of riding that mountain sled versus a road bike. On hardpack, I don't know on soft stuff. The pegs gotta go though.
It reminds me of a TW200 with just too much power. But so we got her all figured out. The exhaust does rub on the rear wheel. So we're gonna try to figure out a way to space that. It does say on the kit when you order it that exhaust modifications required. So we're gonna get on the lathe,
So I can get a spacing.
see if we can't get like a 1/4 inch spacer in there and see if we can get it to where it won't rub anymore. So we, or Kev rather, got this spacer built on his lathe. Sets the exhaust out quite a bit further.
7/16 of an inch. That's what that is right there.
So I reckon it'll work.
Okay, so we got it all done finally. Got the axle in it. Machined a spacer for the silencer to kick it away from the tire so it doesn't rub quite as bad. But we're gonna go around and what's your final thoughts on the kit and how it turned out and putting it together?
A little bit of literature definitely would have helped for a few things, kind of like rear brake setup there and a few other things. But as far as riding it goes, it's super fun. Can't wait to try it in the sand. Yeah, I'm stoked with it all the way around.
Well, there's the owner's opinion. I guess that's all that matters. But we're gonna ask Jace.
I like the way it turned out. There's some things I like on the kit, some things I think that could have been a little more, a little better, I guess.
Friendly.
Yeah, user friendly, definitely. We ended up putting a lot of stuff on the lathe, and you could do most of it without it, but it just sped up the process. Like the axle, the rear axle was a little too big. The front axle was wrong. The triple clamp setup was good, but trying to get the rubber spacers in between the bars and the triple clamp, I think those holes could have been a little wider because it was kind of a bear. And like Crane said, there was zero instruction, zero literature, and I think that would definitely help doing it. But as far as end product, I took her for a burn. Not my cup of tea, kind of scared me. But I think it's a sweet looking bike, and I think it'll do pretty good in the sand, just like Crane was saying.
Bev, you got a comment, questions, anything?
Well, I wasn't here for any of the install. I was out with the Rona, but it definitely catches your eye when you walk up and see it. I can see just walking around a few things like the little chain tensioner on the eccentric. Could have had just a smooth oblong spacer instead of those teeth. Make that a lot easier. It's fun to ride, definitely different, takes some getting used to. Doesn't feel like it lost any power. I pulled it up in a wheelie in 3rd gear and rode it until it tapped out. Yeah, like I said, I wasn't here for any of the install, but I can see how having literature on the instructions would help. Crane said on the kit that exhaust modification required, didn't say anything other than that.
Yeah.
Kev built that spacer to get the silencer out away from the back tire so it doesn't want to rub.
So that's all their opinions, and I guess my opinion is kind of like everybody else's. You know, a little bit of instruction, or a link to go to where you could look up some literature on how to. For the most part, it was labeled pretty good, but there was a couple bags that didn't have anything in it, and it just didn't. We had to spend extra time to figure it out. But my biggest gripe on this whole thing is the way like Bev said, the chain tensioner for the primary chain. This sucks. This is terrible. If it was me, I would suggest doing something like this on the front of Toyotas to set the caster camber on the lower control arm. It's just got an eccentric like that, and something like that would be a lot better. So that being said, I would say this thing's pretty spot on. It's a nice kit. Everything seemed to fit together really well with minimal work. For a bolt together kit, for the most part, this is a nice kit. Now that I've done one, I wouldn't hesitate to do another one at all. Jace, any final thoughts?
I like it. I hope it treats Crane well. Hope it doesn't buck him off too hard.
Yeah, so. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. Well, you guys, if you guys have built one of these, I'd like to hear your thoughts. And BVC Racing, watch this video, because, you know, we're just guys that are doing it in our garage, and like everybody else is going to be doing. So keep up the good work, but let's work on the chain tensioner and instructions. I guess that's my final thought.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. All right.